We're going to do something, the next two pieces are going to be a little different. One is that in about 15 minutes we expect Senator Menendez to walk through the room, through the door. And we got this lovely room because of Senator Menendez, and we're very honored to be here. We're very thankful. But he represents all of us. But before we do that, we're going to go back to Gail and Mark and talk about Congressman Garett, who didn't come today. But what I'd like you to do, and this may seem a little unusual, I want you to start coming up and standing behind us, because we want to get a group photograph for Congressman Garett and say, look who was here. But we also want a nice group photograph with Senator Menendez and say, the state of New Jersey was here for you. So if you can start working your way back around as Gail and Mark come over, because they prepared themselves for this. The congressman has said several times when we reached out to him, I'm very, very busy. We're all very, very busy. We said, can you send a staff person? At one point they said, well, maybe if you can come to our office, you can do that. And I was tempted to say, well, we can, call Senator Menendez and say, we don't need that auditorium. We're going to go to the Rayburn building, and we're going to spend the whole day outside of Congressman Garett's office. But I didn't think that was necessarily the best option under the circumstances, because he might disappear. We wouldn't have any impact. So again, if you can start working your way back so we can get a group photograph for these next two. Everybody. Okay. You suddenly are now part of Congressman Garett's district, but more importantly, you're part of Senator Menendez's district because he's senator for the whole state of New Jersey. So please join us and thank you again. We can't afford to lose Gail and Mark.
Where shall we stand?
We still need everybody to join us. We need everybody to join us. Please join us as soon as you can, as soon as we can get the Garrett presentations done and we can be ready for Senator Menendez. Keep in mind that it may seem strange when Gail and Mark are talking without anybody in the audience, but bear in mind that many times in Congress, members of Congress are speaking to an empty chamber. So please come down and join us. We need everybody. All those people in the back, we need you down here. Everybody. We need everybody.
Oh, good.
The Executive Director of the Supported Housing Association who lives in Congressman Garrett's district. So if you can quietly come down and join us for this group photo. We need you to come down to be in the photograph. Everybody in the photograph.
So we're gonna send this picture of 300 people behind the podium to Congressman Garett's office and tell them that you missed quite a number of people coming in surrounding areas. All right, so for my 2 to 3 minutes, I just want to introduce Supported Housing Association. For those of you who may not know us, I'm called affectionately SHANJ. We're a statewide organization of providers, housing developers, and providers of services, families, and individuals with disabilities, and it's all about creating homes for people to live in that they can afford, be safe, and be happy in for the rest of their lives. As has been said over and over again over these past many minutes, there's just not enough. There's just not enough. And for Congressman Garrett's district, and I am a resident of that district, I thought I would focus on just a slice, but an important one, and hopefully many of you can recognize and appreciate it. SHANJ gets calls every single day from mothers and fathers in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s who are living in their homes with aging children. Children who are now 20, 30, 40, and 50 years old.
That's right.
Because they can't afford to leave.
That's right.
And the elderly parents plead with us. Please do something and please help us before we pass on, because we don't know what's going to happen to our kids. So I'm pleading with Congressman Garrett and his staff and the rest of the delegation to also consider those people who are living at home with aging parents and have no place to go. And then when the crisis occurs, the only thing they can do is go to an emergency room, a long-term care facility, a psychiatric hospital, a prison, or a shelter. And that is not an answer to providing affordable housing. And it costs the federal government and the state of New Jersey millions of dollars. It's just unnecessary. So let's think about all those folks and see if we can bear that in mind as well. But I just want to end by saying there is no place like home.
My name is Mark Faryna, and I am a disabled veteran.
All right.
And for many years, I was homeless. Thanks to the VA program, I spent 3.5 years there, getting back on my feet, getting diagnosed as bipolar, PTSD. And after 3.5 years, they told me I had to move on to a homeless shelter because I was not able to get a voucher. Thank God, the man that we're in the program I was in at the VA knew about advanced housing, and I was able to get in there. Yes, thank God.
You're doing great.
My brother says, when you get up there, picture everybody in their underwear. You'll be fine.
No, you're among friends.
Now I'm really nervous. But thanks to Mary Russell-King and the wonderful job she does with her staff, Advanced Housing has been in our department for almost 4 years now. But we have to stand up together and start telling people in office that we are not going to put up with cutbacks. I don't see or hear anything about a cutback when it comes to their paycheck. If there's going to be a cutback, let it be their pay first. They make a lot more money than we do, and they have a roof over their head. Now, we need to stick together, and we need to show these people that if they're not going to move on us, they just move on. Make your vote count.
That's right.
Don't let nobody tell you that your vote doesn't count, because when we all group together, it sure as hell does. Thank you, everybody, for being here.
Thank you very much, Mark. You know, when we really originally did the agenda, we thought we'd all arrive on time and we'd have time to talk about why we are here, but I think you actually answered the question of why we were here. So we kind of caught ourselves up in the process. And we do thank you and Gail, wherever she still is here, because even though Congressman Garrett's not here, we'll certainly send the video and we'll send the pictures and remind him that his constituents were here. As many of you as can stay with me up here and stand, and I know it's difficult, but Senator Menendez is coming, and we'd like to be able to show him that New Jersey is here. And as I said before, Senator Menendez helped us get this room. Not only is he fighting for New Jersey, but helped us get this room. And without this room, where would we be? So if you do have to sit, just sit close up and then be able to come back, because we really want to get that photograph, because we want to be able to convey to him that New Jersey came to see him today. And we'll do the same thing later. Senator Booker is coming to close out the day for us. So we're really an important part of what we're doing here. I wanted to invite Susan Parker and Melanie Gonzalez up, and because Stacy's going to begin to do the presentation, and those are the two impact speakers. So if Susan and Melanie can work over here and just wait a second, because this is Stacy, this is Susan.
Richard said a little filler. Luckily for all of you, my singing is terrible, so I never do it in public. So, And where's Malone? Where's Malone?
She didn't make it.
So Susan is from Burlington County? How many people are here from Atlantic County?
Essex County.
I'm not there yet. Okay, now Essex County. How many people are from County?
Morris County.
I was going north to south, but you guys want to go south? I know Camden County's in the House of Music. Where? Passaic County. How about the county we have in Ocean County? Mercer County? Burlington County? What about Hudson County? You need to be in the picture because Senator Menendez started off in Hudson County, right? Union City. He's on his way. And then he was, the first time I met him, he was a congressional representative for what was, we used to have, as we discussed on our bus. How many people know how many congressional districts we have in New Jersey? You're on my bus, you should know this.
22.
12, right. I said 13. I was immediately corrected because we actually had lost a little bit of population. But that district got redistricted and is now represented by Congressman Series, who had been the Speaker of the Assembly for a little while. So Mayor and then Congressman Congressman Menendez and now Senator Menendez has been somebody that the network has worked with for a really very long time. And I know that other housing organizations in Hudson County, but all across the state, have had the pleasure of working with him as well. So I just wanted to be sure we had the Hudson County folks in the picture.
Oh, there he is.